Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday morning again. Today we're going to be chatting about two new features on your newspaper articles and just for your state newspaper in general. One thing I wanted to chat about quickly was this line right here that says byline. Now, in every single newspaper writing, there is what is called a byline, which really just means who wrote the article. The article was written by who. So it's going to say, don't forget to start your writing with the byline or the reporter's name. So what I'm going to do is very quickly before we move on, just say, okay, article 1 was written by Lola. Okay, that is my byline. That's how you start with a byline. If I go down to article 2, this one was written by Miss LeMay. If I go down, article number 3, that was written by Lola again. And article 4 was written by Miss LeMay. You get to choose who your articles are written by. They can all be written by you. And if that's the case, you should be writing your name. You can have each one of your articles written by a different friend of yours, a different family member, a pet, anyone at all. But each article should have a byline, who it is written by. So that's one thing to think about today as you are working on your newspaper. The second thing to think about is a catchy lead or hook to get attention, because your articles will all have a byline, will have a catchy lead, and then they'll have your 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why, that we talked about the other day. I wanted to provide you and show you some different examples of catchy leads that you can use for your article. So your lead would be your very first sentence. So let's take a look at these options over here on the side. Some ways you can introduce your article is you can introduce it with a question. You can also introduce and have a hook be a fact, a really interesting fact all about the biggest attraction in North Dakota or whatever your state is. Or you can start off and have a description as your hook. So really describing something with a lot of detail and a lot of adjectives. So these are 3 different ways that you can start it off. I will say I've noticed a lot of people typically like to start off with a question. It seems to be the easiest way to really grab someone's attention, because that's the reason we use a hook, otherwise known as a lead, is to grab someone's attention and make sure they want to keep reading your writing or your newspaper. Those are 3 ways you can start. I also have another chart right here that gives some really good examples. So again, I see questions on here. Questions like, do you like games? Do you like burritos? What's your favorite place? Just a question to get your reader thinking. You can also list some feelings or opinions. If you are writing about endangered animals in your state, this could be a really great thing to include feelings about, being upset that these animals are going extinct or endangered. You can use sound words. This one might be a little challenging when it comes to newspaper writing, but you could try it out. Exclamations, you can make a really bold statement or describe the setting. So some of you might want to set the scene and really describe some of the setting of your state. This could really go well with the climate section or some of the attraction sections, like describing the setting of Disneyland, describing the setting of a national park in your state. These could all be a hook. So I'm going to choose, let's see, I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose a fact. And I'm going to start out my article with a fact about California. So I've got my byline written right here, article 1, written by Lola, and I'm actually going to